Welcome to 1M3Y, a personal development podcast where I share about how to achieve your goals and speak to successful entrepreneurs and other key opinion leaders. I'm Joe.
And I'm Kerwin. So, Joe, this is episode 5 and we are online. Wow.
I think we try to become more flexible in terms of how we feel, to keep it also easier for perhaps our future guests to come on board. And also, it's so hard to actually find a suitable time during the weekends to film. So we'll try this and see how it goes.
Yeah, so let us know if this works out for you or you rather us meeting face to face. But okay, let's move on to episode proper. On this episode, oh wow, I just suddenly go so near to the screen, I just realized. On this episode, we'll be talking about how to network. So maybe let's share our experience. Do you remember your first networking experience, Joe?
Yeah, I do. So perhaps the most, okay, I'm not sure if this is my first, but I think this is my first because at least it was so memorable. So this happened when I was in Stockholm, Sweden. I was doing a business development role. So obviously my job is to go out to meet people and potentially help the company source for potential clients, right? So I attended a networking event, and I would tell you that it was not an enjoyable one. Partially, it's my first time in a networking event, and it was seriously disrupted because I did not know how to speak Swedish, and it was in Sweden. So it was actually super tough to actually go out to speak to people, to network. So that's why I use the word disrupted, right? I couldn't actually do it because usually when you want to network, perhaps one way to do it is actually to listen to what people are talking about, and at the right juncture, you just enter the conversation, right? But the problem with that is I didn't understand what they were speaking, and I was quite new to the space. I think it was only like my first month or second month. So that was my first experience. How about you, Kobe?
My first experience, I would think, if I'm not wrong, it has been a long time. I think it was more than 11 years ago when I was interning at Sony. Yeah, so we went to MBS. There was this marketing fair. Our marketing, I would say roadshow conference maybe. Yeah, then we went down to just find vendors to make premium. So making premiums are like creating notebooks or like creating umbrellas with your brand on it. Something like that back then. I think back then that was a long time ago. Yeah, so I think how do I feel? I don't know how do I feel. I mean, for sure I feel scared. I was just an intern. I don't know the tips and trick of networking, I would say. So I was just very blur. I just follow my boss behind and I just go with the flow. But I think learning from that, I would say after so many years of going for more networking events and having more practice for sure, I'm quite comfortable with myself. Maybe the next thing I want to share will be more my most memorable one. So similar to you, Joe, one of the most memorable one that I went for will be in Stockholm also. Not in a negative way where they all speak in their own language. I went for this networking event where it's mostly international students. It is a networking event and a business hackathon in a sense. So we work towards a goal or problem, a situation that to make it more sustainable or make it more effective for businesses. That during that session, I felt really scared. All the networking event for the first time, or even a networking event overseas, it's very scary because you will not know whether the other person will understand your type of English. Because as Singaporeans, I get a lot of feedback that we talk really fast. That's something to take note of. And I really did enjoy myself though. I think going there with an open mind, not expecting anything, but not giving so much pressure on yourself and just being yourself. I enjoyed that. I met so many people that I'm still in contact with. I met so many of them that we helped each other in the end because it was a year in Stockholm. Sorry.
Maybe what can you just share like what made the experience so enjoyable? Was it because you all had a goal, or like there was something to talk about? Because typically in the normal networking events, you go and just speak to people and find out more, right? But in this situation, you were put into a situation where you need to work towards submitting something or some deliverables. Did that help me?
This was throughout a 3-day thing, but my networking event or the situation I'm talking about right now would be actually the first 3 hours on the first day. Because that one we do not know anyone. And it's purely whether do I still want to stay on this program or not. So to me, that was a networking event. And why I say it's so memorable is because there was so many different people from different fields, not just in entrepreneurship or business. There's like engineers, computing, even design. And we were just sharing about how we came about to know this program or how we came about to come to Sweden for exchange or whether they are studying locally in Sweden. And I thought that was really, really cool. And I made some friends that I'm still in friends or networking contacts, I would say, that I'm still in contact with now. So I thought that was really, really cool. And why is it fun or why is it memorable? It's really how it's been a year and how we still have each other LinkedIn's or even social media to really catch up on one another. I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I
Do you
think
have any?
yeah. I was about to say, you mentioned LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
But before that, just my memorable one. Oh, let me think about it. Actually, maybe just speak about the most recent networking event I went. It was a NUS event. So basically, it was a sorry. It was startup focused entrepreneurship event, and the event focuses on student founders who are new founders who are looking to go to the market. I basically went as a um, part of a CCA, which was NUS Alumni Ventures, which is NAV in short. NAV is a angel network in NUS that helps to bring NUS alumni to invest together as angels into startups. Essentially that. And at the same time, I was also doing my day intern role, trying to look for potential startups lah. But that aside, ultimately I had something in mind, which is to speak to more people and just find out about their startup ideas. Because we are all everyone who's interested. We are all people who are interested in entrepreneurship in general, right? Not just about finance or starting or about getting financing. So that event, I managed to meet a founder who not founder. He's a founder, but he's also working in a company as a business developer, business development lead, I believe. And he was also looking for angel money. So it was quite an interesting experience because I managed to talk to him a lot about the companies he has started, the challenges that people in Singapore, what kind of challenge we face when it comes to taking the first step into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I think maybe some interesting points we touched on was also like how Singapore as a country, how much harder it is for us to, take the unwalked or less walked path, which is to drop out of school and start a company, because that's what he did. And nonetheless, basically it was a memorable event. Other than talking to him, I also talked to a few other students from SMU, NTU. Yeah, so managed to meet my ex boss also at the event. That was so cool. Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. What event was this? Was I at the event also?
Yeah, it was actually called the Unicorn.
Yeah. We met each other there also.
Yep. Yeah, you were there for your AIA things, right?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, so let's move on to maybe what are some tips that we learned throughout our years of networking event. Some tips that we can share, or some tips that we can share with each other also, or like how to go about it, or if it's my first time, what should I watch out for? I think one thing I'm recently on this program by NOC alumni team where we talk to some career guidance program. So we met this mentor, this guy. So our first time, we were all wearing name tags. Usually when you wear name tags, right? I think this is really cool. I did not know about this also. So usually when we wear name tags, we use our master hand, which is our right hand, or if you are left-handed, your left hand, to paste the opposite side, which is our left side, left chest. So but when we shake our hand, we need to turn our body to show our name tag usually. So he was mentioning that actually when you wear a name tag, use your master hand, or usually when people shake hands is with the right hand. Place your name tag on your right chest, and when you shake your hand, people can actually see the name tag when you reach out like this. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I don't know that, and it sounds
Really?
small, cheap.
Yeah, that sounds interesting actually.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a cool tip. But I think another interesting one would be to, prepare your LinkedIn in advance. I think one most very big or commonly known feature, yet not a lot of people know. So I don't really know if it's common, but some people still express their um the novelty of it sometimes when I tell them. So there's this function where you can scan people's QR code and
Oh yeah.
right. So just to let everyone know, it's at the search bar on the homepage. You see the homepage? Yeah, homepage, right?
Yeah, no, just on the search bar at the top right corner.
Yeah, not the search bar in the jobs function.
Yeah.
And then once you click that, there's a QR code thingy at the right side of the screen. Just click that, and then you can either scan or you can let others scan your screen. So yeah, this one, you can scan Kerwin's LinkedIn now and connect with him.
Yeah, that was really cool. And I think during that the startup event that you were at, or we were both at, there was this booth where they have the card, or what do you call that, a token where you just tap on people's phone and your name card just goes through.
Yeah, I think it's an NFC thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think so. I went to buy the token, so I thought like, oh damn, I should have one. Yeah.
Wow. I haven't yet explored that, but perhaps next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you think LinkedIn is important. I agree with you on that.
LinkedIn is important. What else? What else is important, Kerwin?
I think one thing that I read, or one thing I realized also, is that everyone loves talking about themselves. Like when you go on events, usually they'll share about what they're doing, why they're here, or what their passion, and what kind of business or what kind of projects they're working on that they really want to share about. So sometimes don't be too quick to share about what you're doing, but be quick to listen to what they're sharing and see how, I won't say how we can add value to that, but how they can be of help, or be of what's the word for it? Be of, I don't use the word. I don't like to use the word usefulness because it feels like everything is very transactional. But I mean, networking events, I think
how they can add value, I guess, but something like
that. Add value, or yeah.
I think ultimately we are all there. If you're really there to just share about yourself, then go ahead. If you think you're so interesting. But I think most of the time, networking is a very great avenue for you to connect with people who are better than you. At least if you are really young, I guess. If you are really old and full of wisdom, then perhaps you don't need. But for young people, I think it's generally more acceptable for us to be there to learn from other people. You never know what kind of people you meet. Yeah, I think as you mentioned, right, people like to talk about themselves. So one way is you actually express curiosity towards what people are talking about themselves. That's one way to keep people engaged or to you, or like want to speak to you. I learned some tips, is when people are talking, you can like tilt your head slightly a bit to show like, oh okay, then perhaps you can like nod in agreement. And sometimes if you want to rebut or not rebut, perhaps add on to some point, right? Start with yes, I agree, or yes, agree, and things like that. Don't say like but or something like that. That's just not nice. So
yeah,
always agree first.
The yes, and I feel that. Yeah. I thought
that's
yeah, when I learned that, I was like, whoa, I've been saying no too many times.
Yeah.
I think one thing that is important also is to have a goal of why you're going there. I think something you mentioned about, if you really want to go there to share more about yourself or your company that you have just started, and see what kind of people you can meet, or what kind of people you can meet that can add value to the company you just started, then sure, by all means, go out, share about this, go talk to as many people, share about your company as much as you can. I think it's very important about goal. But if you are a first timer going for some networking event, I think it's very important to build confidence first. So maybe what I would do is I will go to a event that I am comfortable in. So it's a topic that I'm comfortable in. Let's say for me, marketing. I'll go for a marketing event to see, or even social media event, and to see like what's the new social media trends. So when I go there, the goal is not to meet anyone to add on to the company I'm working on, but the goal is for me to be confident in such event. So when you go for different events, there are different kind of goals that you want to reach for. And like I always like to say that I won't say set expectation, but set a goal. Or set a goal. I mean, we are setting goal, but set a mini goal to reach or a tangible goal. Like for me, it will be like I'm going for this event. I want to meet at least 3 people. I want to shake at least 3 people hands. I thought that's something very interesting also.
Yeah, that sounds like something that's good. I think it's back to talking about smart goals, right? You can set goals that you can measure ultimately. Smart goals that allows you to quantify and essentially achievable goals. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something I also adopt once. And well, I believe I did a goal that was like, I want to meet 20 people. And that was very, that obviously I did not achieve that because it was only I think 2 hours event. Yeah, but perhaps I think more importantly, what's the message here is to set goals and try your best to achieve it. And yeah, I think ultimately we have shared quite a bit on what our memorable experience is and give some tips. Essentially, okay, our LinkedIn setup. Go for events that you are interested in. Always reach out your hand, ask people what their name, and also put your name tag on the right side where you usually shake people's hand. Yeah, most importantly, be confident and just go out there with a curious mind, and you'll be fine.
Yes. It will be maybe I think something to add, because I get this from my friends a lot, like, oh, I'm actually very shy, go with me leh. Like for some like working events. And actually that is the solution to it, which is finding a wingman per se to go with you on a networking event if you are too shy. Can get
I guess that's like
you up. Yeah.
To help you build your confidence because of someone right beside you. That could be something that you can do. Yeah. Yeah, Kobe, do you want what?
Yeah, what do you want? Joe, please.
No, I think you touched the right point. You want to elaborate on something else?
Not really, but I think I want to talk more about really being confident, as in it's okay. I would say it's okay to be judged. I mean, yeah, it's fine to be judged, but really just be confident in yourself. You go there with a goal in mind, you want to achieve that goal. It's okay to be rejected. It's okay to be scared, but work through it, work past it, overcome it, and just go out there and network. I'll say, yeah. I don't know how
Basically,
to be more.
just do it.
Yeah, just do it. I don't know how to be more encouraging, but yeah, it's everyone has to have their first time networking. Everyone has the first time talking to a stranger, I would say. And you have to just overcome it by really going for more events or really putting yourself out there more times.
Yeah. And okay, maybe something to help perhaps build your confidence. Sometimes you really don't know what to say. Then there's the exit strategy, right? Just to say, oh, you go to the washroom or you're gonna get a drink, and then you just leave, then go to someone else. Sometimes you just don't click with the person, or the person is just simply not interested to talk to you. Then too bad for both of you, I guess.
Oh yeah, but don't take it personally. I think one thing is this is like, I would say it's a game, but it's life. Don't take things personally. It's not like they have some personal vendetta against you.
Maybe they do. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Really. Yeah.
Okay. I guess we don't really have anything else other than the tips that we have gave. Networking is super important. We need a network. You never know what other people or what your network can bring to you. I think it goes, there's this very famous quote, you are the equivalent of the 5 closest people around you, right? You never know, you can improve the closest people around you by networking with new people, and then you can become better yourself.
Yes. And I think one last thing before we end off is really just be yourself. Don't be someone else, or don't be a person that you imagine they would like this personality of you that is not you. Really, ultimately be yourself. People are interested in you. So, yeah, don't be afraid, be confident, and you do you, man.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we have to end this podcast because this call is gonna end in 2 minutes.
All right. So, you have any comments or feedback, do drop us a DM on Instagram at 1m3y.podcast.
Yep. And I'm so sorry this podcast is a bit choppy sometimes because it's our first time doing it online, and we're still trying to find some kind of tandem, or what do you call it? Camaraderie. I don't even know how you call it. Yeah, but so I'm so sorry. I think there is this thing that is below your video just now for it, because it pops out and say like the call is gonna end soon, but I think that'll be fine. It's just it's very small, like at the bottom. But anyway, yeah, find us on Spotify and YouTube, 1m3y.podcast, or just search 1m3y podcast. We are on TikTok also, Instagram, and YouTube for all the short reels. If you really don't want to listen to this whole podcast, but thank you for those who already did.
Yeah. All right, great. Bye.